Today's episode of Cat Talks Books is sponsored by the letters B, O, O, K, and S. And if you don't know what that stands for, look around you. Hi, it's Cat. Excuse the funny introduction. I thought I would spice things up a bit. Today I want to discuss one thing that really bugs me about books. Different sizes. I don't know if you can see, but here I have a row of books all in different sizes for one reason or another. And I don't know about you, but it really bugs me when I get a book that will not fit on the shelf or will not align properly with its other books in the series. For instance, the Cassie Claire books that tend to, in the UK, they release them in funny, weird, not hardbacks, not paperbacks, but, well, not the usual size paperbacks anyway, but weird, and they don't quite match up with, let's say, the paperback version. Do you understand where I'm coming from? How frustrating it is when you need to put them next to each other, but they look like Mama Bear and Papa Bear. Except the other way, it should be the other way around, because Clockwork Prince obviously comes after Clockwork Angel. Anyway, as I was saying, here we have, from the top to the very itty bitty bottom, different sizes, and it really drives me nuts. I needed to talk about this because I've been out trying to organise my bookshelves in alphabetical order, and it's very hard to do when you have a really big book, like say Ember and the Ashes, and then you have, say, I don't know, a sequel that is, I don't know, tiny, like Shatter Me. And you want to put them next to each other, but you can't because, well, you can, but let's face it, none of us booktubers or book lovers in general like having mismatched sized books, and most of us are too impatient to wait for the actual paperback version to come out. So if you've got a hardback, you've gone out and got the book pretty much straight away, but then come, say, 6 months later, they release a paperback version, and you're thinking, do I go out and buy another copy, spend twice as much money on the same book, or do I stick out with the hardback and then the sequel comes out? But that's in paperback. So what do you do? How do you work around that? Beats me. I wish I had a solution, but unfortunately I don't. So, right, so that's one size of book, and here's another one. A little bit like the Cassie Claire scenario, except it's bigger. This is about, I'll give you a minute, I'll show you. Slightly bigger. What is the point? Why can't you, if you're going to have oversized books, why not have them the same freaking size? Why? Why do that? Why? Then you have the paperbacks, like similar to those, except these are more like standard paperbacks, except bigger. So this is the standard paperback, version. This is the not so standard paperback version. Yeah. And then you have the bigger paperback versions, like so. And then you have the slightly less paperback version, like so. And then you have the hardbacks that aren't quite Ember and the Ashes size, but, slightly disproportionate from its other brothers and sisters. Like so. I mean, why? It isn't the same size as, you know, the bigger paperbacks, and it isn't the same size as the regular paperbacks. Right in the fucking middle. I don't think I gave myself a paper cut. And then you have the itty bitty paperbacks, which are like the, I don't know, this is quite an old version. I've had this like 10-15 years now, but, oh actually no, it came out in what, 2005. Okay, I've had it 10 years. Too small to match with the paperbacks. And honestly, I want to say that it's because the bigger paperbacks are from America, but they're not all. Because some of these are by the UK publishers, but actually Jennifer E. Smith is American, isn't she? So maybe they're imported from America. I don't know, because some of the bigger ones are, like, I get them on like Book Depository or Amazon or something, but like Darkest Minds and Shatter Me I got from online, but I can't be waiting 6, 7, you know, 8 months for the paperback, for the smaller paperback versions to come out. If everybody did that, nobody would buy these. There are other size books as well I have, but I thought this was a fairly decent example of how frustrating it is to get a book, read it, and then put it on your shelf to match, say, the other books in a series, only to find out they are not the same size. I want to know, what bugs you about books? Is it the sizes, or do you find different covers irritate, like change of covers? I don't necessarily buy the, if I've got one copy of a series, I don't really go out and buy the second lot of covers. Like Harry Potter, for instance, I think I've got the original copies, and then they came out with the new set, didn't they? And then now they've got the new one. Like they've had 2 lots of new covers since I got mine, but I can't really afford to be going and buying them all because I don't have the funds or the room. Also, they did that recently with Immortal Instruments, and as much as I'd love to have those covers, I have no room for them, nor do I have the money. And because I've got these signed, personally, I can't exactly sell them or give them to library or charity or whatever, so I have to keep them. Sometimes that's the burden of getting books personally signed, because it's fun to have them signed, but then you realise that it's got your name on them. So unless you give them to somebody with the same name, it's a little bit, you know, weird. So I think I've covered just about everything, and if you have, I want to know what you find irritating about some books, because this is just the big one. I'm sure I'm not alone in thinking this. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but I have little fairy lights on my new bookcase. I need to get the LED ones because these ones actually get warm, and I've had to use sellotape on some of it to hold them because I've got like duct tape and it keeps coming undone. It's supposed to be really sticky, but for some reason it's just not holding them, so yes. And I've put them in alphabetical order as best I could, because some series I've got more books than others, like Cassie, the Mortal Instruments, obviously there's, oh, I've lost track, what, 6 books, so, and then the Rochelle Mead books, there's Vampire Academy, which is 7 books, and then the Bloodline series, which is, I want to say 7 as well, or no, 6, I lose track to be honest. And then I've got some series that I haven't finished yet, so I've got to leave room for the next one, and then I've got like a series that started off in paperback, and then like the last book is hardback. Why? And then I've got, oh, I'll tell you what though, the one that really bugs me at the moment is Six of Crows, because it is bigger than friggin' Ember in the Ashes. So really, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 versions of books, different size books. I wonder if publishers know how frustrating it is to us book lovers and book readers and everyone that reads books. How frustrating it is to get a book that isn't quite the same size as its previous book, or say, also for an example, my you can't see it because I'm not turning you around right now, but my bookcase behind, okay, so the bottom shelf is like that width, but then the middle ones are like that. Like, you can fit a standard size paperback in there, but you can't get any other size in there. That's it. And because I've got so many different books that are different sizes, it's like frustrating because I don't have enough room for the bottom shelf, because the bottom shelf is mostly hardbacks of all different sizes. And then I've got a bookcase, another bookcase that is slightly like sinking in on one of the shelves. So the top one I can only fit the itty bitty ones in there. The middle shelf I can get paperbacks in and hardbacks. Well, if I'm careful. And the bottom one is hardbacks, and then I've got lots of room at the top. So, and I can't even move the shelves, so I don't really know what's going on. So there you have it. That is the end of my video. I hope you've you know, related somehow and liked it. If so, please subscribe and give a thumbs up, and leave comments below if you've got any, you know, frustration regarding book sizes, book covers, I don't know, anything, let me know. Alright, bye!